shoulder, got trauma in my tongue and the world getting colder. Used to pray for a check, now I check on my spirit, cause the money don't echo when your soul ain't there. I see fake friends turn saints in the crisis, but they ghost real quick when the fame hit its highest. Still I ride for my day ones, still I ride when the pain comes. I don't flex, I reflect, I don't fear, I dissect, yeah. Every verse got a little confession, like every scar, just a deeper question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when nowhere disguise.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing. Scared that I won't get it right, get it right. My nerves are working overtime, overtime. Tell myself to calm down and breathe. Step out of the shadows, into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. 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 Once I get in and I put it in try, ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the vibe, yeah. That's all the shots that you don't say. You'll never be heard if you don't say. Just gotta get out your own way. You can't learn to fly on your own if you don't let go. Step out of the shadows, into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no other
Dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, tryna count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million gods.
I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a reel. Seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them, I just pray for them. We all one mistake from the cage out of graveyard. Living like a movie, but the credits never roll. They gon' crop you out the frame if you ever lose control. Talk truth, they call it hate, but the fake love louder than an ache. Every scar got a sermon in it, every L got a learning in it. I ain't perfect, I just pin it how I lived it. If the game rigged, then I still pivot. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when
They
no
want
other
captions,
skies.
not scriptures. They want clout, not pictures. They want pain and a filter, so I bleed through the pics like scriptures. You can't cancel what's already broken. You can't mute what's been outspoken. I spit truth with a chip on my shoulder, got trauma in my tongue and the world getting colder. Used to pray for a check, now I check on my spirit, cause the money don't echo when your soul ain't there. That's
seen fake friends turn saints in the crisis, but they ghost real quick when the fame hit its highest. Still I ride for my day ones, still I ride when the pain comes. I don't flex, I reflect, I don't fear, I dissect, yeah. Every verse got a little confession, like every scar, just a deeper question. Yeah, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when nowhere disguise.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing. Scared that I won't get it right, get it right. My nerves are working overtime, overtime. Tell myself to calm down and breathe. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. 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 Once I get in and I put it in drive, ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the vibe, yeah. That's all the shots that you don't take. You'll never be heard if you don't say. Just gotta get out your own way. You can't learn to fly on your own if you don't let go. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no one
Dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, trying to count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million gods.
I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a rail. Seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them, I just pray for them. We all one mistake from the cage out of graveyard. Living like a movie, but the credits never roll. They gon' crop you out the frame if you ever lose control. Talk truth, they call it hate, but the fake love louder than an 8. Every scar got a sermon in it, every L got a learning in it. I ain't perfect, I just pin it how I lived it. If the game rigged, then I still pivot. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when they won't captions, not scriptures. They want clout, not pictures. They want pain and it filters, so I bleed through the pics like scriptures. You can't cancel what's already broken. You can't mute what's been outspoken. I spit truth with a chip on my shoulder. Got trauma in my tongue and the world getting colder. Used to pray for a check, now I check on my spirit, cause the money don't echo when your soul ain't near. I seen fake friends turn saints in the crisis, but they ghost real quick when the fame hit its highest. Still I ride for my day ones,
Still alright when the pain comes. I don't flex, I reflect, I don't fear, I dissect, yeah. Every verse got a little confession, like every scar, just a deeper question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when nowhere disguise.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing. Scared that I won't get it right, get it right. My nerves are working overtime, overtime. Tell myself to calm down and breathe. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. 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 Once I get in and I put it in try, ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the fly. Yeah, I saw the shots if you don't say. You'll never be heard if you don't say. Just gotta get out your own way. You can't learn to fly on your own if you don't let go. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, trying to count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million God. I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a rail, seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them, I just pray for them. We all one mistake from the cage out of graveyard, living like a movie, but the credits never roll. They gon' crop you out the frame if you ever lose control. Talk truth, they call it hate, but the fake love louder than an 8. Every scar got a sermon in it, every L got a learning in it. I ain't perfect, I just pin it how I lived it. If the game rigged, then I still pivot. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when they won't captions, not scriptures. They won't clout, not pictures. They want pain and a filter, so I bleed through the pics like scriptures. You can't cancel what's already broken. You can't mute what's been outspoken. I spit truth with a chip on my shoulder, got trauma in my tongue and the world getting colder. Used to pray for a check, now I check on my spirit, cause the money don't echo when your soul ain't near. I see fake friends turn saints in the crisis, but they ghost real quick when the fame hit its highest. Still I ride for my day ones, still I ride when the pain comes. I don't flex, I reflect, I don't fear, I dissect, yeah. Every verse got a little confession, like every scar, just a deeper question.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when nowhere disguise.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing. Scared that I won't get it right, get it right. My nerves are working overtime, overtime. Tell myself to calm down and breathe. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be F-E-A-R-L-E-S-S. Fearless. Once I get in and I put it in try, ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the fly. Yeah. Miss all the shots if you don't say. You'll never be heard if you don't say. Just gotta get out your own way. You can't learn to fly on your own if you don't let go. Step out of the shadows into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be F-E-A-R-L-E-S-S. Fearless.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no other
Dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, trying to count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million God.
I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a rail. Seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them, I just pray for them. We all one mistake from the cage out of graveyard. Living like a movie, but the credits never roll. They gon' crop you out the frame if you ever lose control. Talk truth, they call it hate, but the fake love louder than an 8. Every scar got a sermon in it, every L got a learning in it. I ain't perfect, I just pin it how I lived it. If the game rigged, then I still pivot. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when
They
no
want
other
captions, not scriptures. They want clout, not pictures. They want pain and it filters, so I bleed through the pics like scriptures. You can't cancel what's already broken. You can't mute what's been outspoken. I spit truth with a chip on my shoulder. Got trauma in my tongue and the world getting colder.
Used to pray for a check, now I check on my spirit. Cause the money don't echo in your soul ain't near. I see fake friends turn saints in the crisis, but that goes real quick when the fame hit its highest. Still I ride for my day ones, still I ride when the pain comes. I don't flex, I reflect, I don't fear, I dissect, yeah.
Every verse got a little confession, like every scar, just a deeper question.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, Tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie. I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie. I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when nowhere disguise.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing.
Well, well, well. Looks like we are all here. You guys can hear me properly before I start yapping, right? Give me some thumbs up in the chat to make sure you guys can hear me. We hear you. Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonball Cup. There are so many of you here. The first Moonball Cup was capped at 16 people because I didn't think we'd be able to get anyone more than that. And this time I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna cap it. I'm just not gonna cap it. I'll make a couple posts about it. Surely that'll be fine, right? And now we have over 200 registrations. Can we get some claps in the chat for you guys for pulling up, throwing yourselves into this? I know it can be a little intimidating. I'm not moving on till I see some claps in the chat. Yeah, let's go. Let's freaking go. So yeah, great foresight from me, right? I can see the future, definitely not. But seriously, thank you guys so much for showing up. Whether you're playing today, whether you're just here to watch, if you shared the event around, thank you so much. Or if you're one of the people who supports me and my stream all the time, this genuinely wouldn't happen without you. And for those of you who watch my streams regularly, you know that I mean it from the bottom of my heart, that it means the world to me that you guys are here showing up for this community. And for yourselves. You guys are the reason why I'm able to put money back into stuff like this, have prize pools, make the production a little bit nicer every time. And my goal is to just keep making every Moonball Cup better and better. So genuinely, thank you so much. It really means a lot. Thankfully, I'm not doing this alone because I'm very aware of what my strengths are. I'm here for the vibes. I'm here to be the silly goose. I'm here to occasionally yell, why did that do so much damage, right? So I figured it would be very responsible of me to bring somebody who can actually cast. Joining me today is Raven. Some of you know him, some of you love him. He has been casting professionally for more than 10 years. He's traveled all over the place doing it. He has an absurd amount of experience. And in my extremely unbiased opinion, he is genuinely one of the best at what he does. So obviously, the best use of all that experience was to drag him into my silly little Pokemon tournament. So without further ado, Raven. Hello.
Hello. I thought I was here for the vibes.
No, that is clearly my job.
All the analysis.
No. You're here to actually make something out of the tournament, honestly. Also, you were here for the very first Moonball Cup. You were kind of the reason why it all got put together. When we decided that we weren't going to cap this one, did you think we'd end up here?
Yes. I was sure of it. I told you. I think the first one you capped at 16. I think I'd like extra registrations as well. But I just think people just want to play, right? And obviously you've got a really big community that want to join in. And that's the fun thing about tournaments like this, is that yes, it's a tournament, but it's also fun, right? It's not like super like, okay, I've flown somewhere to go and play it at like a big major or anything. It's like a fun community event where people can take it seriously and get a little bit of tournament practice as well. It's kind of fun.
Absolutely. And for anyone who's new here, I do want to jump off of what Raven just said and explain really quickly what Moonball Cup actually is, because as Raven said, it is a little different from a normal tournament. To give you guys some backstory, I am still pretty new to VGC myself. I got into competitive Pokemon, fell in love with it really fast, and then I started looking at tournaments and realized it can be kind of intimidating if you're brand new like I am. Like a full tournament can last an entire day, sometimes an entire weekend if you perform really well. And I think that's awesome if that's what you're looking for and you're a bit more familiar with things. But if you're just starting out and you're thinking, well, maybe I just want to try competing, that can kind of feel like a lot. So Moonball Cup was specifically my way of making something where you can just jump in and try it. You don't have to build your whole weekend around it. You don't have to build a whole day around it. And you don't have to already feel like some super experienced like tournament player. You can just sign up, play some good Pokemon, maybe get paired into someone terrifying, maybe even beat them because they've never played against what you're gonna play against, and kind of just see how you like it. And that's really the point for me, is to just allow everyone who's playing and watching to just have a great time. I want this to feel competitive enough that people care about winning, obviously, but I also want it to feel welcoming enough that somebody can just enter their first tournament here and not feel like they've made some kind of enormous life commitment, if that makes sense. So I just want it to be a really fun little evening, night, morning of Pokemon. And for the people not playing, I hope it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And because I've already established that I'm mainly here to provide emotional support and nonsense, Raven, do you want to actually explain how this thing is going to work?
Yeah, first off, completely agree. Some people don't have upwards of 15 plus hours over the course of a weekend to commit to a tournament, so it's awesome that you're providing something for people to hop into. So yeah, the tournament and the format, if it's well, I believe it is just new for a lot of people here, maybe their first tournament experience. So basically, there's going to be 5 rounds of Swiss. And that means the Swiss is a style of tournament format where you'll get randomly paired against one other person for round 1. And then if you win, excuse me, sorry. If you win, you'll get paired against someone else who won. And then if you win again, you'll get paired someone else that was 2-0, and so on, so on. Basically, you are paired each round against someone that has the same score as you, and then you try and do as well as you can within those 5 rounds. Now, for these 5 rounds, they are best of 1. It is open team sheet. Don't know why I'm coughing so much today. It is open team sheet that I'll talk about in a second, but just so people are aware, because I did see it in the chat a little bit earlier, this section of the tournament, although you may not be able to make the top 8 cut at the end of the 5 rounds, you can play all 5 rounds if you want. You could go 0-5 if you really wanted to, just give it a try, have some fun, play some games. You don't get knocked out, right? So once you played the 5 rounds, we will take the top 8 scoring players, and then they will go into a top 8 cut, which will start with that initial elimination match, which Moon will talk about in a second, and then move on to top 4, where it gets really spicy, because then we're going to move into best of 3, so it won't just be single games anymore, it'll be first to 2, also known as best of 3, and then we'll go into that finals, which is going to be really exciting. As a fly attacks me. One more thing to note as well is open team sheets, very different from people that may have only played on ladder. In this format, you at the beginning of the game on Limitless on your dashboard, once you get into the game, you will see all of your opponent's Pokemon, all of their moves, their abilities, and their items, and their natures. You just won't see their specific stat spreads. And this creates really interesting choices because you're already playing the game before the game even begins, because you've got way more knowledge than you would normally have on ladder. as you've seen, those items, abilities, move sets, which is a big deal as well. Sableye, a little bit less strong in Open Team Sheet than Ladder, for example. But yeah, that is going to be the format overall. So you can play all 5 rounds even if you lose, and then we'll take that top 8 and then move on from there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about this tournament is the format is a little goofy. And in a weird way, it also emulates the experience on the ladder since we're doing best of ones for the Swiss and for the top 8. I know the format is a little weird, especially the top 8, but I kind of love that it's weird. I've become very attached to what I'm now calling the sudden death top cut. You know, you make it through Swiss, you get into the best 8, and then you've got one game. That's it. You win, you move on, you lose, you're done, which is obviously terrifying if you're the one playing it, but extremely fun for the rest of us. I'm sorry, players. It's going to be very entertaining to watch, and I think it gives the Moonball Cup its own little identity. It's not a normal tournament, right? Also, if you do survive that and get into the semis, then we do slow it back down into best of 3, and you get that more traditional adaptation and counterplay. So yeah, it's not exactly how every other tournament works, but that's intentional. We kind of have our own little flavor here. I do want to call out that a lot of people love your jacket. I just felt like saying that because I enjoy it myself.
So I've got red, and I've got the gold to match the necklace, so it makes sense. It's all part of the plan.
All part of the plan.
Just a quick one as well, if you don't mind, sorry. I've just seen something in chat. When I was talking about open team sheets, if you submitted the actual spreads, it's fine. The website won't show them. They'll be hidden from your opponent, so don't worry. You can basically submit a full poker paste, and it'll be fine. The website does all that work, so if you put the stats in and all that, you've done it right. Don't worry about a thing. It'll all sort itself out. You're not at a disadvantage or anything. It's fine.
Absolutely. We are going to start the tournament very, very soon. Right before we get into it, just some final reminders. Also, little tidbit, we have some ridiculously good players here today. So if this is your first tournament and you're round 1, you end up pairing with someone who you recognize the name of, either look away or good luck, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Basically going to be a free coaching session. Maybe you beat them, maybe you change their life, who knows? But genuinely, regardless of who you get paired into, please just be good to each other today. This is like my little speech. This community that I've built is a really positive community, and I want this tournament to feel the same way. Be nice when you win, be nice when you lose, okay? Communicate with your opponent. If there's an actual issue, you can report it to the tournament staff, but if it's something that you guys can just work through, please do that. There are a lot of you, and I will be hosting, producing, casting, and running the tournament at the same time, and I'm only one small woman. So please be kind to me and only report the things that must absolutely be reported, okay? Now, we're getting close to the start. Players, very final, quick checklist. Make sure you're checked into the tournament. Make sure your team list is submitted properly. Once round 1 goes up, remember that you also have to check in to your actual match. Then find your opponent in the match chat, figure out who's making the room, send the room code in the match chat, and get into your game as quickly as you can. Please don't see your pairing and then wander off into the forest for 15 minutes. Okay? There are way too many of us here for that. You need to check into every round. The second you get paired, start your match. Please, for the sake of everyone. And listen, if your first couple games don't go the way you wanted, I do encourage you to keep playing out your Swiss rounds if you can. That's kind of what today is for. Just get in some games, try your team, play some new people, learn something, and let's do it. So, Raven, let me get to the right screen here.
Also, as well, just a final thing, if you are new to Limitless, top right, there's a button that says dashboard. As long as you've signed up and checked in for the tournament, click that button and sit in that screen because it will show you your matches as they pop up. It'll get you into your match chat and so on, so on. So just be in dashboard. That's like, as long as you're in dashboard and have a brain cell, you'll be okay. If you've not got one of those two things, I'm sorry, you're going to struggle.
Bring your best brain cells today. You heard it from Raven himself. Okay, guys, we're gonna do it. I'm about to click the big shiny start button, and we're off. All right, guys, find your opponents, get into it. Raven, I want to actually jump into looking at what we might be able to expect for today. Let me find the screen. Hold on.
Well, a lot of it I can just get. I'll preemptively start talking if you want
Yes,
while you
please.
find it. There is a lot of the usual suspects. Quite a high amount of Farigiraf actually. Farigiraf being the 4th most played or most brought Pokemon, should I say, to the teams. But we're seeing the usuals: Incineroar, Kingambit, Garchomp, Sneasler, Basque, Sinistra above Whimsicott. But then, funnily enough, I'm not going to count Garchomp because it is mostly not used as a Mega. The most brought Mega Pokemon is actually Staraptor, with Charizard just a little bit behind it, as Staraptor's had a really interesting story since it came out in MB of being super, super popular initially, died off, and now it's back to being popular again. So I expect to see a lot of Staraptor. But there's a good spread of everything else. There is a really big mix, and I think that's a good display of the meta overall, and also just of the range of players that we're going to have, because we're going to have a big mix. We're going to have literally some high-level, pro-level players, and there's some players who have never played a tournament and are new to VGC, and I think that's pretty exciting. And again, a benefit of Swiss is that, say you get queued into an insane player and you're new and you lose game 1, well, your next round you'll be against someone else who also lost. So it sort of naturally starts to pair you against players who are performing at the same level on the day. So again, even if you do lose 1, as Moon said, just keep playing at least a couple more, right? Just to have a good time and see how it goes.
You know what I'm very excited about? And I'm taking full credit for this. I
5
see
Chandelures.
5 Chandelures in
I
this
knew it.
tournament, and I'm really excited to hopefully see one of those in action. But I see 3 Zoroarks here, which again I'm hoping to see in action because this is going to come into play for the best of 1 rounds, especially.
Mm-hmm.
The Zoroark mind games don't always work when you know it's coming. But in a best of 1, it can definitely catch someone off guard here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we're gonna have a bunch of really fun teams hitting us today, and I'm really excited for that.
Well, and this is what's really interesting, right? Although they're best of 1s, for example, you'll know the moveset of the Zoroark, so you'll know if it's an Icy Wind, you'll know what type of it is and what item it has, because again, for Zoroark, it often turn 1 it's guess the Zoroark, because everyone always brings it if they have it on the team, right? But there's a big difference between a Scarf Zoroark and a Focus Sash, right? Because then you need to know, do I need to double this? Is it going to stick around? Or is it just going to be fast, get 1 off, and I can 1-tap it, right? And I think having that knowledge is going to be so big for our players, because they know the items, they know the moves, like, they know if Whimsicott's got Encore or not, they know if it's Focus Sashed or not, right? All of this extra knowledge and how the players use it will really give people an advantage here. So really
Absolutely.
exciting to see. Do you have any games yet?
I would love to jump into a match. I'm going down the list. I see some people are still sorting out their rooms. If anyone is confused about how to get into a room, once you're matched with your opponent, just go into the match chat, and one of you, doesn't matter who, just send through a room code, make the room, send the room code, and you guys can get matched appropriately. I want to check out this room code, Raven. I'm gonna send it to you, because we actually have 2 of my community members, 2 of my regular viewers who have unfortunately faced each other in round 1, which let's check out here.
Okay, I'm going in. Let's have a little look-see. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, they're already in as well.
Perfect. And I just realized I have not started up my game yet, so give me a second.
Oh, the battle's over.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, can you find me another room code while I get this ready?
Yeah. This is going to be the thing as well with best of 1. It's of course going to be pretty fast and pretty furious. Let's have a quick look here.
Give me a second, y'all. We're gonna find a match that is live. And also, thanks for all your love in the chat. Sorry that I've not been checking out chat. Doing a lot at once.
Yeah, I've got one. I think.
Send it to me?
Yeah, it's already sent.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll do some radio casting while you jump in. On one side, we've got Burnt with Talonflame and Garchomp leading the way, going up against Swampert and Gengar. And it does look like that there's going to be, it is this non-Mega Swampert team that we saw from, I cannot remember the name of the player. I've just gone absolutely blank. But it is it's the Yawn Swampert, I believe, and the Gengar. So this is going to be pretty tricky here as the Mega does hit. And again, now with that Shadow Tag, that Talonflame and Garchomp cannot retreat. And they're just going to have to hack their way through the Gengar somehow, or wait till the Gengar retreats. But this is a cool strategy because the Gengar locks the Pokemon in, and the Swampert can sleep them with Yawn. So it gets a little bit awkward. You can't retreat out of the turn that they get yawned. So you've got to just sit in there and sort of deal with what happens. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes for Kurai.
I have very mixed feelings about what we're looking at right now because, of course, first match that we cast, we're hit with the Gengar. Anyone who knows, I'm a little afraid of getting hit with Perish Trap.
It's not Perish, though.
Oh, I see. It's with Yawn.
Yeah, it's Yawn, and it's there's no Perish Song, I believe. It should be a substitute instead of Perish Song.
So it's a sleepy
Shadow
trap.
Ball, yeah. Shadow Ball, Poison, Sludge Bomb, Substitute, Protect. Is the normal team anyway.
I guess one thing we need to look out for is if Burnt ended up bringing their Basculegion, because obviously against this strategy, that's one way to escape the Shadow Tag. If anyone doesn't know, any Ghost-type Pokemon can actually be removed from battle, even if they are faced with a Mega Gengar. So it'll be interesting. I would expect them to have brought the Basculegion if they see a Gengar on the other side. And then it's a matter of which Mega they brought. I have a feeling into Gengar. Floette is risky if you don't have the right moves to counter. Blastoise, though, might do good in Rain if they are setting Rain for Swampert.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? I don't think this team sets Rain because Swampert's non-Mega, so it has a different ability, so it's not going to be fast. However, for Blastoise, the important thing to know here is this Blastoise is Water Spout, Dark Pulse for the Gengar, and this one isn't Shell Smash, it's Aura Sphere, which means for the likes of like the Incineroar, for example, it can do good damage. So it's got those options, so it's not just going to have to try and weave in a Shell Smash like some of the other teams. So I would imagine it is Blastoise as we see the Sneasler switched in, and the Gengar just gone actually. So Shadow Tag has gone away. These Pokemon can now retreat if they need as the Rock Slide hits, and starts to lower that Swampert's health. But Swampert is pretty tanky and has leftovers. This is like almost a support Swampert here.
I'm not used to seeing Mega Swampert. This is my first experience with support Swampert tech, to be honest. I don't know if anyone else agrees. But what's interesting here is the Talonflame should be able to kind of counter the Sneasler. I'm not sure what speed control they do have Tailwind actually up. So if I were the Sneasler, I would actually be worried about a one-shot here. And again, the Garchomp is susceptible to a Swampert if the Swampert is trying to go for the kill.
Yeah, so this Swampert has Flip Turn, Yawn, High Horsepower, and Protect. So nothing too... I mean, High Horsepower is good, of course, but I think it's normally built pretty tanky. And funnily enough, I don't know if you caught it, but the Talonflame is actually Life Orb. Talonflame.
Wow.
So it will definitely delete a Sneasler. However, just checking, the Sneasler is Focus Sashed, so it will be able to tank one hit initially. But the Talonflame's going to go down, and that is going to be a little bit tricky after that flip turn, because it does mean that Gengar can come back in if it wants to, or it can follow up with the Ninetales. But Ninetales even though its fairy type does not have any fairy moves in this build. It's Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Icy Wind, and Encore.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I saw someone in chat said, wait, so I was afraid of Mega Gengar with my monotype Ghost for nothing? I could leave the Perish Trap anytime? Confused Psyduck face? Yes, you could. We're here to learn today. Yeah, a lot of the time when you're faced with a Gengar, you will just automatically, if you have any Ghost types on your team, throw in your Ghost types just so that you have that flexibility to make the switches that you need. And I'm kind of surprised to see the Floette. Yeah, this is really interesting. I'm wondering if, perchance, like my weird self, they're possibly running Psychic on the Floette, or if they've gone the full fairy build, because a Psychic does do some solid knockout damage against a Gengar.
They are Light of Ruin, Dazzling Gleam, and Moonblast. I think what the idea might be here is Tailwind, so you're faster than Gengar, and then have Garchomp just threaten it. So if Garchomp's threatening Gengar with a ground move, and Gengar protects like this or retreats, well, Floette can do what it wants, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I just realized wait.
What have you
Floette
realized?
not Mega? Did it just protect? I was looking away for a second. Yeah, it's a non-Mega Moonblast, which has to be a misclick.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wouldn't have changed anything because the Sneasel's focus sashed. So it wouldn't have changed anything.
Wasn't the Sneasler... Am I losing my mind, or wasn't the Sneasler chipped?
Oh, was it? Oh, that's I was looking at the moves.
I believe that's a natural 1% into a non-mega. Oh,
if
God.
The Sneasler was chipped, I apologize, I was looking at the moves, then disaster. That is just a huge misplay, because, I mean, we've all done it, though. I do it daily, but that is huge, because the non-mega click, there we go.
No! Oh, no, this is tragic. This is tragic. Yeah. Plus, the Tailwind ended that turn, so now, reasonably, Sneasler should be faster.
Yeah. Not surprised to see the Protect into Garchomp doing something here to try and take out this Sneasler, but that is a big problem. And now, because the Talonflame has gone, suddenly Floette's just unlikely to be faster than Gengar, right? Like, the job wasn't done. I think the plan was to go Tailwind and then pressure the Gengar if needed with other things, but Kurai did a really good job of actually saying, you know what? I'll just protect or retreat Gengar and just say, you're not taking it out easily. I'll try and get rid of the Garchomp, and then the Gengar can clean up.
Yeah, so now this Floette is at risk of an easy knockout from the Gengar. We still don't have, unless I'm not looking at the screen properly, we don't have visibility into Burnt's last Mon. But again, I would bet a fair amount of money, don't take me up on that it would be the fish if they're clicking into Gengar. In which case, if they can manage to knock out this Ninetales, if the fish comes in last into the Gengar, depending on how it's built, it could definitely pick up the win here.
Yeah, I think at a push, I could see your favorite little Jerry Mousehold be brought to try and say, yes, I'm bringing Floette against the Gengar, but the Mousehold can follow me, right?
Yeah.
And pull the damage away from Floette and then help that way. I don't think that's going to be the case, but it's likely. And we also natural 1%. Hidden focus.
No!
Oh, never mind.
No! What? Oh, that's
the hidden
crazy.
focus sash came in clutch, but it isn't really going to matter.
The return of the living on 1% there is kind of wild, but then it got turned around by the poison, and now the Floette is not allowed to live another turn. Here we are going to see Burnt throughout their last Mon, but whoever it is, they're going to have to take out a Swampert and a Gengar, which is a bit of a tall order.
If it's... Wait, is it Scarf Basque? Hang on, let me just triple check. The Basque is focus sashed. So this is This is going to be a weird game because Basque can take a Shadow Ball, last respect the Gengar, knock it out, and then the Basque should be faster than Swampert. and last respects that as well. The problem is if Swampert attacks it and Gengar protects. So it's all, and again, just a reminder, the players have this knowledge. They know it's Focus Sash, right? They know what moves it has. They know what everyone has access to. So this is purely a call from both players. We are going to see the Shadow Ball, and I think the Shadow Ball is the one way this game could actually go in Burnt's favor.
Yeah,
if this is into Gengar now. Did they do the stage 1 play? Oh, they didn't. They see, and this is Pokemon, everyone.
Oh.
Because I know what happened. Kurai did the level 1 play, which is, what is my best button to press? Shadow Ball into Basque and attack with Swampert. However, Burn did the level 2 play of, well, my opponent knows I can win like that, so then I attack Swampert, because if the Gengar protects, I lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Gengar didn't protect. So it's just difficult where you make these choices and it is just going to be who goes on to the right level play. It's a kind of rock, paper, scissors-esque in those scenarios. So yeah, it's going to be an Aqua Jet. That is not going to be enough, and the Shadow Ball is not going to miss. And the big question has to be asked, and I imagine it's going to be a level of disappointment here, because Kurai just about won that. And bear in mind, the Floette could have... The whole game could have been at like half a turn ahead if the knockout had happened on the Sneasler.
Yeah, that one was a rough loss for Kurai. Obviously, guys, we make these mistakes all the time when we're playing on the ladder. We click the wrong buttons, we make some difficult calls, and especially in open team sheets, it is pretty difficult, and it kind of changes the game. It becomes a weird game of chess, right? Exactly like Raven explained. You don't really know exactly how the opponent is going to handle a 2 versus 1 situation. There's a way out if your opponent presses the buttons you need them to press, right? And it's a bit of a 50-50 call.
Yeah, I think like it's just sometimes mind games can get weird because there's options to protect, there's options to just double attack, which is fine as well. That works out depending on the speeds as well. But I think with the Gengar being as fast as it is, it was always going to be difficult. But I think there's a layer where when you're in that position with the Basque Legion, because it's a tournament game, it's not ladder, right? Then you have to just hope your opponent messes up, right? So there was like multiple things that could have gone. If the Gengar protected and the attack did go on the Swampert, then suddenly there's a chance because the Focus Sash doesn't get procced. However, with the knowledge that, again, what items the players have and so on, that these decisions can be made a little bit better. It looks like you found a new game.
I am. We're gonna hop into another game. It looks like it is almost near the end of this game. We have a bit of a face-off here. We've got a Dragonite versus a Glamora in our very last round of this match, and it does just come down to a speed tie. So we get to see Boiled Egg picking up their win super quickly. I'm taking a quick look at, give me 1 second, at our matches and our rounds, and I do want to say I'm very proud of you guys because you guys are going through your matches pretty quickly. We don't have that many unfinished matches right now. So great job, guys. We're gonna find another one to jump into that we can hopefully see the ending of. Yes, we're seeing some weird special mons, Bailey. That wasn't Aromatisse, absolutely. Raven, do you have one, or should I find one as well?
Sorry, I was just doing the thingy calls, the judge calls. So
okay.
Give me 1 sec. If you've got a code or whatever for the next, are we on next round now or?
Not quite yet. Let me check this match here. All right, and I'm opening up a match. Let's see what stage we're at in the match.
It's just worth as well, just because this has kind of come up. If there's a problem with the team sheet, if you face someone who is doing things that isn't on their sheet, like has an item or a different move, screenshot it just for proof. You can send us in a Discord. But also, if you've made a mistake on your team sheet, which can happen, it's fine. Change your team to reflect what you've submitted, even if it sucks. It's unfortunate, but you made the mistake. So you have to play with the team that is on your submitted team sheet. So if you've realized you made a mistake, it's fine, but alter it and play the rest of the tournament with exactly what you submitted, even if you don't want to. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, that's the one way to get around having submitted it improperly, is don't try to switch your team sheet, switch your team. But we are in another match here. Raven, I sent you the code. We've got G Alpha versus Taikomu, and I'm seeing rain on the field. My sworn enemy, the stinky little bridge, might be running away with it, but on G Alpha's side, we do have Polytoad who is asleep, and to be honest, I'm wondering if that's coming. Oh no, obviously, okay, that's coming from the Venusaur. It's a sleep powder Venusaur then.
Just quickly check in.
Yeah, this is interesting. It looks like Taikomu's going for a Trick Room team. Their Farigiraf is already down and out, as well as their Torkoal. But other than that, the Viv on G Alpha's side is already down. So it looks like G Alpha can't put anything else to sleep. Polytoad does wake. Oh no! It's Perish Song!
Huge.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oof.
Yeah, it's huge, right? Because I don't know what health the Swampurt's on, but it is raining and the Swampurt can be a little bit dangerous. Polytoad is going to go down. So let me have a quick look here as well. But this isn't looking so bad for G Alpha. The Kangaskhan goes down and it's 2 against 1 against this Venusaur, which shouldn't be too difficult. The Venusaur does have Earth, Power, and Sludge Bomb, but I just don't think it's going to be good enough, especially because the Perish is up now. So Swampert, 1, is not affected by Perish Song, and 2, G Alpha can play a bit of a defensive protect style, as opposed to just to let the Perish Song play out, right? Because this Venusaur will go down no matter what. However, I also think if G Alpha just doubles in, there's no grass move that's going to do anything to Swampert. Sludge Bomb and Earth Power probably not going to do that much either. And Swampert's going to be fast, so I wouldn't mind seeing something pretty aggressive here. But that's because I'm impatient and don't want to wait for Perish Song.
Yeah, I think the very clear way to win this game for G Alpha is a bit of a stall, and that's what we see coming out. They just automatically win in 2 turns because of the Perish Song that is on this Venusaur right now.
Also, unless there's something wrong with the Spectator, Taikomu has used up like almost all of their time. It says 28 seconds versus 4 minutes 27 for G Alpha. So Taikomu trying to bore their opponent to death by the looks of things, if that's accurate, which is an interesting one. Interesting strategy.
Taikomu might just be thinking extra hard, to be honest. I mean, the stakes are high. And okay, they get it. They get it done.
As long as there was enough rain for the Swampert to not be slow, and Swamperts kind of ran fast generally anyway, it would have been fine. So G Alpha with a really solid win there, had very comfortable win honestly. So looking really good in this round.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the matches, and we've only got a couple left. I'm gonna go in order here and check out the next one. Maybe we can catch the end of another one. But what's interesting about the match that we just saw is we do see some different strategies coming out. We see Perish Rain. We saw the Sleepy Venusaur come out. So that means we're seeing a wide variety of different teams here, which actually makes me pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the sort of quick metagame review as well, because there was a lot of different Pokemon brought. And also, even if you see something like Charizard, King Gambit, sure, there are going to be popular singular Pokemon, but it doesn't mean that if you see a King Gambit, the team's set, right? King Gambit, Basculegion, these popular Pokemon slot into many different styles of teams. And I think a part of the fun is that nothing's that bad that you can't play it, more or less, right? You can build your own teams, you can make them successful, but they can still include Basculegion or King Gambit or one of the other popular Pokemon. So we'll see what these people have to go.
Speaking of popular Pokemon, Raven, I've stumbled into the best match we could have possibly found because I see none other than a Chandelure. Unfortunately, he's taking a nap right now. He's a little exhausted, probably from my nonsense. He might need a little break. But I do see Chandelure in action, and I'm not biased, but on the other side there's a Gengar. So I'm gonna stop there and let you maybe take over a little bit.
Yeah, well, the problem is the Mega Dramper, obviously on the Trick Room side, has just gone down, and it does look like now the Hypnosis is going to go through. Tinkaton's going to go for a snooze, and it is going to be a 1v2 scenario, and the Gengar did not go down to the Tink, which means that there's just no chance, especially after the Hypnosis hitting. So Star Summit going to take the victory there, and unfortunately, Chandelure team not going to be good enough.
I was so excited when I saw that, and now I'm sad. So,
Well, so it's going to be the tournament over then.
No, we're just getting started. I'm going to take a look at our standings. We've got only one match left in round 1. I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. I'm trying to find the room code.
Also, I was just because I've seen it again, I would just like to remind everyone, double check your team sheet, because I've seen a couple of things where your team you're actually using is not matching what you've submitted. Now, you may have submitted it earlier, like the other day, and then changed the Pokemon. Double check, because if it's seen, then you will get a loss, right? And then you have to edit your team, and if you want to continue playing, you do have to make your team match the team sheet. You can't just submit one team and play another, right? Or play with different moves or abilities or items. That's just not how open team sheets work, obviously. So it's fine if you made a mistake, but you do need to fix it, especially if one of the players, one of your opponents tells you that something's wrong. You need to fix it for the next round, because if it happens more than once, we'll probably have to just DQ you from the tournament, because it is effectively cheating if you do it more than once, right? It's one of those where a mistake's a mistake, but it's unfair to basically bait your opponent into thinking you've got certain moves or items when you haven't, right? That's the whole missing the point of open team sheets, of course.
Absolutely, and it does look like all our matches for round done are... Whoa. Let me...
Go again.
From the top. It does look like all of our matches from round 1 are done. That's what I was trying to say. So I am going to go ahead. Let me share this little back end stuff with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and round done. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go ahead and click the big red button. We're going to move on to round 2. Thank you guys. We actually did that in perfect time. So thank you for being on it. We're not going to be here for 15 hours. I love it. I'm going to end round. We've got this. And we're starting round 2. Same as usual, guys. Hold on, I've got buttons to press. That's round 1 that we've wrapped up. So if you're done, make sure your results are reported properly. And as soon as round 2 goes up, which is right now, check in. Please check in. There's a couple people who have told me, oh, I did not check in for round 1. Please check in right now, everyone. Just do it. Just press the button. Okay?
Yeah, and also, just a reminder as well, just top right of Limitless, there's a button that says Dashboard. Click it, sit there. It will tell you everything you need to know. It pops up when you've got a match. Click on it to join the match and to check in and so on. It's all on that dashboard button, so just make sure you're in there. And if you're in there and you keep an eye on it, you can't really go wrong. I'm sure someone will impress me and make it wrong, but yeah, that's all you really need to do, and it'll tell you everything you need to know from there, so don't worry about that. Yeah, make sure you check in. You do have to check in for every match. If you don't within the time limit, then you will lose. It is as simple as that, because we do need to keep the pace of the tournament. We can't wait 30 minutes for someone to remember they're playing in a tournament and check in. So if you don't check in for every single game, as the games come up, you will get an auto loss. The website just does it for us, so it is what it is.
Absolutely. Check in, find your opponent, get your room code up, get in the match ASAP, start playing. Raven, what did you think of what we saw in round 1 so far while I get us into a game?
Yeah, it was good, right? I think we saw a lot of different teams. We saw, I think, generally, from what we could catch, obviously difficult because best of ones are pretty fast. But we saw the good teams win, from what I could see, right? You know, we saw like Perish, or sort of kind of Perish do well. We saw the likes of Mega Dramper fall. So we'll see how that continues. It is just one round, and it is just the matches we have seen on stream. But so far, it looks like the good teams are good, and the other teams maybe not so much. But it is interesting as well to remember, because this is open team sheets, there are teams that can work well on ladder that rely on potential surprise factor or some off-meta choices, versus on open team sheets, your opponent knows everything that you've got, therefore they know what to play around, right? Like, they're not just going to be surprised by, for example, a trick room focus Chandelier, right? Just a completely random example I thought of off the cuff. So yeah, it's one of those where like feint on Sneasler, things like that, their opponents will be aware of. As we get into this game, we've got Yoshi on the left with what's up, man? Garchomp and Whimsicott on the left with Yoshi, and then Ontos with Sneasler and Aerodactyl. So 2 pretty solid teams here, although I do spot a Houndoom.
I don't know when I'm gonna get over what you just did.
It was just a good example.
Yeah, you saying I rely on surprises for my wins? Joke's on you. I don't win anymore, Raven. The surprise factor doesn't even work.
The one who's surprised is me because I lose. Okay, so we do have Houndoom. Again, we don't know if it's in here yet, but Houndoom does have the Houndoomite Houndoominite. Don't think I've ever said that stone before. Yeah, but nearly made a joke. But yeah, so we'll see if it's in there. But the Mega Aerodactyl coming out here from Ontos, looking quite good, dropping the Whimsicott pretty easily.
Yeah, these are looking like 2 quite standard teams, if not for the Mega Houndoom. Which, in a weird way, the Mega Houndoom somewhat replaces a bit of a Charizard on Yoshi's team. The reason why we jumped into this match is because this is a community highlight match. Yoshi is one of the viewers who pops in pretty regularly, so just shouting out Yoshi here. And the Mega Houndoom is probably going to scare me. I'm not really sure. If I was in Ontos's shoes, I wouldn't necessarily have a very clear game plan around this, other than wanting to make sure that they can't get off a potential trick room, especially since Ontos's team has a fast mode, and from what it looks like to me, they've brought their fast mode.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because this is sort of, whether you want to call them tail rooms or kind of balancey style teams from Ontos, because if they fear Trick Room, then there's Sylveon and Gambit. If they don't fear Trick Room, they have Tailwind and Speed with that Mega Aerodactyl, Dragonite, and Sneasler, and Bass. And we do see Houndoom do a huge amount of nothing there, though. So if you're wondering why you don't see too many Houndooms on ladder, that's a great example why. It just doesn't do too much too often, although there are some players that have had some success. Garchomp is going to return the favor, though, and get rid of that Sneasler, but it is currently going to be a 2v3 scenario.
Yeah, this is not looking great. I'm excited to see this Sylveon, though. The Sylveon can potentially do a decent amount of damage here. Although, one thing that I usually don't think about as a Floette player is that fire very much resists fairy. And so even though you're hitting quite hard, doesn't really matter how hard you hit, because especially for a Stoinky boy like Torkoal, it's kind of just hard to knock out. One of my worst matchups is a Charizard, not because he can kill me, but because I can't really kill him. So this is going to be interesting to see the damage output that this Sylveon can get out.
Yeah, and very interesting to say damage output, because this Torkoal is a little bit strange. It's Weather Ball, Protect, Solar Beam, Helping Hand. It has no Eruption and no Heat Wave. So
Wow.
no spread move from the Torkoal, which is going to limit the amount of damage it's going to do. However, it is going to be able to just tank a little bit, as you can see there with those leftovers. Going to be able to just be a little bit tankier, a bit more of a support. Maybe the option that Yoshi has now is to just say Helping Hand Rock Slide Hope. But with the speed difference here and that Sylveon putting a ton of pressure on, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I do just think that Yoshi's just ran into an unfortunate sort of brick wall here with the Aerodactyl Sneasler opening into Sylveon.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't get to quite see the first little bit there with Whimsicott going down. I wonder if they had to make a tough call here on whether to go the Trick Room route or to go Tailwind. But obviously they didn't bring Sinistcha, so that makes Trick Room out of the options here. Not part of the options. English is hard. But Ontos is going to pick up the win, and I did see a little bit of a champion title there, so that's interesting. We really got a wide variety of players playing today.
Yeah, we really do. Sorry, I was just checking on. Apparently, there's been a team sheet submission issue because the AI that the player used to make the team made a mistake. Who would have thought? So believe it or not, make your team list yourself. Don't trust anyone else or anything else, and go from there. Because as you can see, maybe AI doesn't work all the time, and maybe it doesn't work most of the time. But anyway, I'll stop ranting about that. And are you find another game?
I am. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Cool.
Another community spotlight. In fact, not just any community spotlight, but we actually have a previous tournament winner here. So we're gonna pop into the game. Hopefully we can catch enough of it. And I do believe this is the correct Pato. Previous winner of the Moonball Cup. I'm going to get into the in-game screen and let's see what we've got here. All right, we are catching it.
Yeah, it looks like Pato's running a very standard team with Aerodactyl, Charizard. It is Mega Aerodactyl on there as well. But then Garchomp, Sylveon, Farigiraf, and Kingambit. Super standard. Kingambit is Focus Sash with the 4 attacking moves of Kowtow, Ironhead, Sucker Punch, and Low Kick. And then on the other side, we've got a slightly less standard Tyranitar Blaziken team, which looks pretty sick.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Weirdly enough, Maximus's Stallmon is the one that's already dead.
It's
so
a rarity to see Toxapex out first.
This is really confusing to me, and I would have loved to see how exactly Pato pulled this off. I'm guessing some EQ action into the Pex may have done the job here. But yeah, Pato running quite a standard team, getting that damage out. I've never played Garchomp before, which is kind of crazy to admit right now. Oh my gosh! Giga Drain onto Sinistcha. What is going on?
Let me just have a quick check, so I didn't actually even notice that. But yeah, Giga Drain, Strength Sap, Rage Powder, and Protect. So a Sinistcha not running Matcha Gotcha is quite the rarity, but you get everything in Moonball Cup. That's why we watch, that's why we play.
Do you know what item the Sinistcha is holding?
Yes. Hold. It's Citrus Berry.
It's a Citrus Berry. Okay,
so it's basically super tanky.
I suspected that it might have been Big Root because of the Giga Drain. So definitely interesting here. They just want the Sinistcha to live forever, which I respect, because Matcha forever, absolutely. I am a little confused. Is this Sylveon living on 1%? Is that a natural 1% again? The invisible sash? It
should be, yeah, Fairy Feather, yeah.
It was a natural 1%, and the Garchomp on that same team was like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even want to take advantage of that 1%. You're going down, little pink evolution, and Sinistcha surviving everything at all costs here, which is really interesting. And this Blaziken is only getting faster and faster by the turn.
Yeah, funny you say surviving as well, because the Sinistcha is actually modest nature as well. So in open team sheets, you see natures, but not exact stat spreads. So with this build and with this nature, it does feel like this is just a self-heal Sinistra, right? Citrus Berry, Giga Drain with the Strength Sap, and it's just this Sinistra just won't go down, but not in a defensive way, in an aggressive way, which is very, very interesting. We're going to see the Farigiraf come out, and I think Garchomp just took revenge for all the time it's been knocked out by a Sylveon, to knock a Sylveon out, even though it is a friendly one, but when it's...
It got
when
confused.
when the Land Shark's grumpy, it's grumpy, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize he was a land shark.
Mm-hmm.
The more you learn.
Basically a land shark.
Yeah. Yeah, super interesting though. To me, it's very interesting that Maximus has brought this ultimate survivability Sinistra, knowing that the opponent has a Charizard, because despite all of this survivability, doesn't it still go down to a simple Weather Ball? I just think it's risky. The payoff to bringing the Sinistra, maybe it hits decently hard against a Garchomp, maybe it hits somewhat okay against an Aerodactyl, but not really, just because Aerodactyl's squishy. Other than that, I feel like it's just going to get knocked out pretty quickly by the Zard.
Well, something I didn't clock as well, very interesting too, the Blaziken is a special attack Blaziken. So it has Aura Sphere, Flamethrower, and Vacuum Wave. So it's not a Mega, it's Life Orb. It's not the Blazikens we've seen that are Megas, for example, and they can have like Rock Slide to deal with Zards, because obviously Blaziken not really bothered about a Heat Wave, and then Rock Slide can deal with Zards, no problem. I was like, oh, it'll be fine, the Blaziken will clean it up. Then I double checked the moves, and yeah, not the case. So Maximus, along with that Sinistra, definitely putting their own spin on the build.
Yeah, and still going for the Rage Powder, which is so interesting because I would expect a Heat Wave coming out of this Charizard. Yeah, so not really saving the Blaziken from much there. Blaziken fondly named Pork Chop, which I think is really funny because it's a chicken. But yeah, I have not seen a non-Mega Blaziken, to be fair. So this Life Orb Pork Chop, really putting in some big damage. Of course, the Citrus Berry is going to mitigate a fair amount of that. But Pork Chop is getting, Blaziken is getting speedier by the minute here. But is in a bit of a rough situation where it does need to find a way to 1v2 this, and I think that might be a bit too tall of an order. This is so intense, as it should be, the Moonball Cup. Absolutely. Also, just taking a second to say hi, everyone. I'm a little bit overstimulated. I'm doing my best to do this thing for you guys. But it looks like Maximus is going to lose the Chicken Man. And Pato, previous Moonball Cup winner, gets a W. So, really interestingly, Pato, I know Pato was feeling a little bit intimidated by the fact that so many people were... Oh yeah, sorry. That so many people were signed up to this tournament. But Pato, bring out the win, and I'm very proud to say previous Moonball Cup winner is currently 2-0 in Swiss rounds. So good job, Pato. I want to see some W Patos in the chat for our reigning champ here.
Yeah, sorry for being quiet, just sorting out a few judge calls while we do this.
I know you are taking care of the things. Thank you for doing the things that I don't know how to do. You are the best. I'm going to try and jump into another match. Again, thank you guys. You guys are flying through the matches. Most of them are complete. I'm going to try my best to find one here that is active. Let me see this one. Okay. I'm gonna try to jump into one now. You just gotta be fearless. And here we are. Hopefully we will be able to catch enough of this match here. I am a little bit biased. Okay, it looks like we're at quite a good stage in this match. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I did really want to catch at least one of these matches because A little shout out. My very, very good friend, Mr. Rishi, is playing in this tournament. A heck of a player. So I was really curious to see what team he would bring to my silly little Moonball Cup, because he's kind of quite good at this game. And it looks like he's gone for Floette Dragonite. There's a Caesar on this man's team. So I'm very interested to see what happens here. Looks like he's in a very good position. King Gambit already down. And I'm guessing it's the... Is it the Whimsicott or the Gengar right now that's on low health? Yeah, that Whimsicott has already broken their sash. Nene, has their Tailwind up, and Rishi does not have their Tailwind up yet. So is at a speed disadvantage here, making some very good switches. The Incineroar is called Wolfie's Incineroar. And now we're looking at an Incineroar face-off, which is going to be interesting. Also, Pato, I see some W Patos a little bit everywhere for you, so I hope you're enjoying that. And yeah, guys, my auto mod is a little bit strict, so it won't allow you to post any links in the chat. Make sure you're on your best behavior. And also, guys, thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the subs. I did see them come in. I will thank you at the end when I'm closing everything. But yeah, okay. Someone just got slapped. We've got a Sludge Bomb coming out onto the Incineroar, and it's not going to pick up the kill. No poison coming out either. Struggle coming out from Dragonite. So I'm guessing that Dragonite got locked into an Encore situation. I'm actually unsure how that can happen, because I don't see anyone who has a disable.
Back.
Welcome
I'm getting
back.
there. Yeah, I just had to sort out a few judge things.
Oh, I believe
sorry, what was the question?
I believe I didn't send you the team code.
It's alright, I'm in it. Don't worry, I found it.
Okay. Oh, I see how you found it. This Dragonite is it's struggling. They did have a Whimsicott on the field.
They've not, wait.
How can it be disabled? Gengar, maybe,
Gengar's got disable.
Gengar has disable? That's kind of dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, Gengar's got disable, and, yeah, Whimsy does have Encore. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. But yeah, the Gengar is Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Disable, and Protect. Burning Jealousy coming out here from the Incineroar as well.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I like to see some weird moves come out. Can't say it's unexpected because it is open team sheet, but definitely need to be played into a little differently.
Yeah, in case those of you don't know, it's not super common. It is a spread move that burns any players that, any Pokemon that have had their stats boosted that turn. So yeah, pretty powerful. If you are expecting things by the likes of like Staraptor, for example, right? I know people were teching in that a little bit when Staraptor was really popping off at the beginning of the regulation, because guess what Staraptor does? It boosts its stats. So you can pretty much guarantee a burn on that one with that.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I didn't know that was tech you could run against Staraptor. Maybe I need to make some changes to my Chandelure and stop missing heat waves.
It's a spread move as well.
I mean...
And it's 100 accurate.
I might be cooking on a... Oh, did you say 100 accurate?
Yep.
That might save my mental health. Yeah.
Yeah. Does less damage though, but still.
Understandably so. The fish
crash.
does pick up the kill onto Incin, which I think is quite huge because now it's not at risk of a Lariat. Dragonite is out of its Encore, so it does get to use its moves now. It's still not able to use whatever Gengar disabled, so it might be unfondly using some Thunderbolts here. But I think Rishi is in a great spot to kind of finish off these two. Aqua Jets at his disposal if necessary. And there's a whole Caesar in the back still. So I think this might be still a W on Rishi's side. Words are hard sometimes, guys.
it's gonna be pretty difficult with the. I will just triple check, just because you never know. But I actually was in Rishi's stream early today, and he was talking about this, that he loves Scissor with Life Orb, and this is the one: Bullet Punch, Close Combat, Swords Dance, and Protect. So no Bug Bite, but still having that Close Combat and the Swords Dance can make a bit of a mess of some of your opponents. Shadow Ball gonna come out here, but I just don't think it's gonna matter. Because there is also Heat Wave on Dragonite, so if this Heat Wave gets landed, then both of these are getting cleaned up anyway. Did go for Dragon Pulse instead.
Yeah, didn't want to... I think Rishi's been watching some of my streams, and didn't want to risk that unfortunate Heat Wave miss that could have changed the tides of battle. But looks like Rishi is picking up the win. Rishi, I don't want to say it was expected, but my dear friend Rishi is kind of cracked at this game and is currently running in 2-0. So congrats, Rishi. Let me take a look at how many live matches we still have. You guys are killing it. I'm so proud of you guys. Can we talk? I'm so proud of you guys. You're not taking forever. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for getting in on time and getting these matches going. Let's see. Is there one of the rooms that you're trying, Raven, or are you doing judge stuff? Oh, actually, I believe we've only got one match left. We've got one match left, and in the chat, someone is apologizing about a freeze. So, that's kind of funny. Let me check this out. Alright, this is literally the last match of the round, so let's see if we can catch the tail end of it.
Yeah, just a quick one as well. You can have final ruling on this, Moon. But there's a current query because one of the players has submitted a team sheet with a regular floette. However, all of the rest of the information I believe is correct. I can just quickly check. Let me have a look. Yeah, everything else is correct. We can just let them off, right? Is that what? Because they can't change, they can't update their team, can they? Because Floette's not in the game.
I think that's fine.
Because it can't be. It has to be Mega Floette. Do you know what I mean? There's no. I know it's technically wrong, but.
Whoever this person is, tell them that the first thing that they send, chat that they send to their opponent is just say, my Floette is Mega.
Okay.
And I think that's good. Alright, so we do see Rain picking up that last win of the round. Great job. It is now time to move on to round number 3. Let me get all my buttons in order. Please make sure your matches have been reported because I'm about to end the round. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now let me go to the correct screen. Here we go. I'm waiting for you to report the match issue. Good. Is Top Cut 5-0? It depends. Oh, here we go. And we'll do this. And we are now on to round 3. So that's 2 rounds down. Now the standings are starting to get a little more interesting, right? And we're starting to see some of these undefeated players run into each other. So things are getting a little bit spicy. If you have taken a loss already, don't panic. There's still plenty of tournaments left. Next round is going up. Get checked in. Let's keep moving. But yeah, it really depends on how everyone performs on whether or not you need a 5-0. Also, although 250 people did sign up to the tournament, not everyone checked in on time. So whatever number you might have in your head, whatever calculation you may have made in your head, it might not be completely accurate because that is not the exact amount of players who arrived on time and are checking in.
Yep, correct. All that judge stuff is done. Just an announcement, you guys get a benefit for being in the stream, of course. But if you run into a player called Wu Wei that has a Floette, that has a Floette, it has the right ability, it has the right moves, it's Eternal Mega Floette. Just a bit of an announcement. It's a mistake. They cannot rectify it because normal Floette is not in the game. It's an obvious, honest mistake. It is what it is, okay? Just so everyone knows. And I have told them to tell everyone initially that it's Mega.
Yes.
Even though it's fairly straightforward. But yeah, just an honest mistake, but this is a reason why everyone should triple check their team sheets and make sure they're 100% correct before you submit them, because it stops problems like this.
Absolutely. Little mistakes can happen. We do our best to be as lenient as possible, but obviously with this many people, it's just best to make sure that you are submitting everything properly so that in case we are a little bit in a rush and we can't make the exception for you, you don't get put in a difficult position. I am looking at Vendetta versus Sven. And I'm seeing two meta teams here with the exception of seeing a Corviknight. Now, in Regulation 1, I feel like Corviknight was very common. Corviknight countered or / walled a lot of the meta. But it has fallen off definitely in Regulation. Am I saying that right? Regulation 2?
Regulation MB. Yeah.
Regulation MB. So I'm kind of excited to see Corviknight on a team again, and it does make a lot of sense, obviously, to have it on a sand team if they're bringing Mega T-Tar. So this is exciting.
Yeah, the normal idea with Corviknight is remove their special attackers and then Corviknight walls the physical attackers, generally speaking. Now, we are seeing one of the reasons why I think Corviknight has fell off is this team, because it can run Mega Delphox, which obviously any special attacking fire Pokemon, like Charizard as well, just deletes Corviknight. Now, it's not to say you can't bring Corviknight, it's just you really need to have a plan to deal with anything that's going to threaten it before you can even throw it out there, because it will fall over to something aggressive. It does look like, though, that we've gone for Blastoise and Incineroar on Svensved's sides here, so this is going to be pretty interesting overall, especially with a pretty good start. And this is very interesting too, because something that's very strong against this opening is Sinistcha. Both of these Pokemon cannot be fake out because they're both ghosts, but also Sinistcha is just going to press Matcha Gotcha potentially, and any damage on Blastoise really does neuter how much pressure it can put out, because this is the Shell Smash Dark Pulse Water Spout Blastoise, so you don't really have many options here. If you Dark Pulse the Sinistcha, then the other Pokemon gets to just hit Blastoise hard, so we are going to see the Blastoise get swapped out and replaced with the King Gambit.
It really is super interesting for me to see this Sinistcha come out as a lead. Obviously, it does counter the double fake out, which we saw in play. So that was kind of a big read for Vendetta, knowing that the enemy would have no fake out pressure. But obviously won't be able to make use of the Matcha's ability to heal their other Pokemon. But little tidbit, did you guys know that is a shiny Matcha? The shiny Matcha, the cup, is
green,
slightly green.
Wow.
And I know that.
Shinies. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because I played a team similar to this recently, and there was a big guide wrote on it as well by the player who I think hit rank 1 or did something, and rank 1 as in champion rank 1. But anyway, and the amount of times you lead Sinistcha surprised me with this sort of similar team. But against Blastoise, it's really strong, because the problem you've got is if Blastoise gets Shell Smash off and then spouts, if you had Sinistcha in the back and bring it in, its heal is not going to keep the other thing alive through a second spout anyway. So having it threaten the Blastoise with Matcha, as you saw then, force the Blastoise out of the active spot, which means no Shell Smash, which is a huge deal. However, Svensved has gone with the sort of second, this is like a Protect the King team. However, they've gone for the sort of secondary attacker in the form of King Gambit, instead of going for potentially Matcha Gotcha, Gotcha. Sinister or Sneasler. I'm just so locked in on that move. That's its name now. So yeah, you have to make a weird choice with this team as to whether you want to go full support, so Sinister, Sneasler, Incineroar, and then your Mega / carry, or whether you whip in that King Gambit as well as sort of an extra pressure tool.
I think what's interesting right now is we've seen all of Vendetta's team. So at this point, Sven knows exactly what they're dealing with. They know that Corviknight is not in the picture. They know that Goldango is not in the picture. So they can start planning their switches, their fake outs and everything to specifically counter the 4 being thrown out very early on in this match, and knowing how to kind of control the tempo against it, especially when it's someone like T-Tar, who might be relying heavily on this weather. You kind of want to make some choices here. Try to keep him in to make sure he can't reset. I don't know if there's maybe some sun in the picture to support the Fox, but having visibility on the whole team right now is kind of a huge advantage, I think, for Sven.
Yeah, no sun. This team from Sven is ultra standard. It is the team that you'll see on YouTube videos, tournament winnings in Victory Road and so on. So yeah, this is completely standard, no weather. The interesting fact here, and something we will keep the eye on, is King Gambit kind of deals with Basque and Sinister. So Vendetta's priority will be, can I knock out that King Gambit? Because once King Gambit's gone, they're kind of okay, right? The rest of the team just does the job. Weirdly enough, Blastoise not the biggest threat. However, with Blastoise out now, if they're going to go for a Shell Smash or not, it's going to be very interesting, because the tricky thing with this build is you don't get Aura Sphere on Blastoise, which is fine because you get Shell Smash, but in the games where you're not allowed to Shell Smash turn 1, no Aura Sphere feels terrible, because Aura Sphere against like Tyranitar, for example, it just deletes it from existence.
Yeah, that was a very interesting choice. T-Tar, being the fastest on the board right now, decided to go for the low kick into Incin. What that allowed the Blastoise to do was go for a full health Water Spout, which, if you're T-Tar, you would think very heavily about not wanting to take that full health Water Spout. So Matcha's going to go down to that. T-Tar's going to get a huge chunk bitten out of it from that Water Spout. But we do get Basque Legion thrown in. This can be very good or very tricky, because obviously the Basque can finish off the Incineroar. But if I'm Sven, I would know that Basque at this point, the last respects, is not going to do, probably won't do enough to knock out this Blastoise, only 1x currently. And then also, yeah, that fake out coming out into the Dark Pulse, that's gonna be huge for Sven.
Yeah, it really difficult. I do respect going for the Incineroar, because the problem is, if you look at the team that would be left over, Basque, Garchomp, and Tyranitar, if Incineroar comes out, fake out, retreats for, say, Sinister to heal the Blastoise, then Incineroar comes out again, quickly getting to the point where you can't retreat Tyranitar and it's -2 attack. So it's doing no damage, so then you'll never actually knock out the Blastoise. So definitely a tricky one there. Definitely a difficult team to deal with, because the Blastoise Delphox team is one of the best teams in the game right now, at least as far as I'm concerned. It won was it the last Victory Road it won? So yeah, very dangerous team, very tricky to maneuver around it, especially if maybe you've not had that much experience with it, or your team just might not do so well into it. Sometimes that just happens. That's the game we play.
Absolutely. I am checking out this new room. I'm hoping to catch as much of it as possible, because again, this is one of our regular viewers who's playing in this match, and I would love to shout her out here. We've got Asha versus Joker. I'm gonna jump in and see if this match is still underway. And here we go. It looks like we are catching the tail, and we've got
1v1.
Asha with the frog versus... Oh my gosh, that's a very scary thing to be facing in a 1v1. I don't think we have enough context on this match to know exactly what's going to happen here. That's a scary looking shrimp.
Yeah, it looks like a very interesting team from Asha. It looks like it's the Sun Rain team, but there's a Clefable in there, which is pretty cool. Instead of a Grimmsnarl normally, And also there is Basculegion, and I think most people place Mega Swampert at that point as well. So yeah, pretty cool looking team. We are going to see Earthquake go off, but there was some level of world where that didn't knock out. But unfortunately for Asher, it is going to clean up that Venusaur, and it is going to be Joker. There we go, I nearly forgot the name. Joker that takes the victory off the back of Mega Gyarados. Fair enough. Not too upset with that. At least seeing the Mega Gyarados, I mean.
Crazy things happen in the Moonball Cup. We see a Mega Shrimp knock out a somewhat standard Rain team with a little bit of sauce to it. That means we're going to be continuing to see that Mega Shrimp go on in the tourney, which is pretty cool. I am looking for... You guys, once again, are blasting through these matches. Again, thank you so much for not taking your time and just going for it. I am going to try this room, Raven. I have so many windows. Oh,
and no, not that one.
Hold on.
And just a quick announcement as well, because I see some people asking in the chat how tiebreaker is worked out. Is it basically, the website does it, the Swiss rules of how Swiss works basically calculates it for us, where it's the strength of your opponent. So if you beat opponents that do well, you'll have a higher tiebreaker. If you lose to opponents that do well, you will have a higher tiebreaker. If you beat opponents that do badly, or lose to opponents that do badly in the tournament, your tiebreaker will be lower. It's the overall sort of fairest way to do a tiebreaker, because at the end of the day, you either are beating people or losing to people who are having a great performance or not so great performance. And that really is the only great way to do it, and it's just how Swiss works.
absolutely. Let me try that again, guys. Bear with me, okay? He does this professionally. I'm just here, okay? I've jumped into another match. We got to see the Mega Frog get knocked out. But I wanted to highlight this match because on the left side we have Daru, who is an absolutely lovely member of our community. And if you guys are in the Discord, you saw them actually. Oh, this is so unfortunate that they just got knocked out here.
I couldn't even join.
Oh my gosh. But Daru has been extremely, extremely helpful. You probably talked with them here and there because they've been helping out with your questions in Discord. So great job, Daru. Daru now 1-2, but does have a win under their belt. Let's see who else we can catch. But you guys are flying through it, which I really appreciate. You guys are the best. Can you guys hear the background music, by the way?
Okay, sorry, I apologize. I'm just dealing with a couple of little cheeky things for now.
You are fine. I'm checking a new room code. Are you guys having fun so far? I'll check chat after I get this match up. Whoops. Oh my god. I pressed no after I put in the code.
Would you like to join? Actually, no.
Now I have to
You know what?
put in
Not
all
tonight.
the numbers again.
Get into the club, get into the door, seeing there's a queue, and thinking, nah, I'm just gonna get off. Actually.
That was the hard. The
Never
putting
mind.
in the numbers was the hard part.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Get back in the taxi and go home.
Okay, I am gonna jump into this game. You guys are having fun. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy that you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so we are jumping into another game, and I said that without making any mistakes this time. Ooh, and I see something really interesting, Raven, that I want you to comment on, because there's an owl on one of these teams, and I know you have experience with owls.
You do, funnily enough, in real life and in Pokemon.
I know.
Yeah, there is a Hisuian Decidueye with Scope Lens. It does have Scrappy, which is a very nice ability, but Triple Arrow, Sucker Punch, Leaf Blade, and Protect, pretty standard, fairly slow Pokemon, so it does fit into Trick Room teams pretty well. And Triple Arrows is really nice for a fighting type move, and also, because of Scrappy, you can just kick ghosts in the face with this Pokemon, so it is pretty useful overall. But we also have the Shrimp, and the Morwile still knocking about here for Arhaven. Whereas on the other side, a bit more of a standard team here. Obviously going to be the Mega Venusaur. Just going to quickly check the maneuvers here. Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb on the Venusaur. I'm just quickly glancing. Incineroar does have the Will-O-Wisp. Sinistcha has Hex in there, and Glimora has Venoshock and Mortal Spin. I love tournaments like this because I just never know what moves things are going to have. This is why open team sheets are great. Imagine playing against these teams.
Well, I want to point out something really cool is that right now we're spectating a match between two 2-0 players. So if you're following, that means that this Shrimp Owl team is actually kicking butt. And I kind of love that. It means that they've thought through their team comp. They've thought about what works, and they probably have a very good understanding of how to maneuver their team, which can make all the difference when you're playing some off-meta stuff. And it also looks like this match itself is going quite well. We do get the Shrimp thrown out here. I'm excited to see what the Shrimp can do.
It's something I've talked about a lot, where obviously as especially less experienced players, you want to have some guidance with teams, right? Like, okay, what's a good team to try? Because you don't know, right? Team building's very hard. However, I do think you can do well with pretty much any Pokemon. So it is the common meme, but like, you can win with your favorites, right? It is 100% true. Although it's good to learn the game with, proper teams, let's say. You can play with whatever you like once you get a bit more experience and just have fun with it, because there's very few Pokemon that are so actually bad that you would say that they're like unplayable. There's actually very, very, very few, as we can see here, as Arhaven seems to be doing pretty well. Just the Farigiraf gone down so far.
Masharna? Do you think I could make a team with Masharna?
You have, and made it to Master Ball.
Facts, actually. You're right. Actually, he was telling the truth. Yeah, he knows everything. Thank you for the raid, Faz. Welcome in, guys. So yeah, this is so interesting because we're about to see this Shrimp team, the Shrimp Owl team, no less. I've come across a couple teams with the Shrimp Boy, but literally never have I come across a team with the Owl. And the Owl is not just there as a cheerleader. We see it being used in this match, so that's super exciting.
Yeah, it is legitimately pretty dangerous because, like, Scrappy is nice. You don't get intimidated, and you can be pretty aggressive into the Pokemon with it, especially if you can get the Trick Room off. Because the problem with this Decidueye is he's got good attack, especially his signature, as Arhaven takes the win. He's got a good sort of slew of attacks, but he's a bit of a rubbish speed. He isn't super fast and he isn't super slow, but you do probably need Tailwind or Trick Room to make him decent, or he's going to get caught in those weird situations where he's never going to go first is the problem. So you have to set up with that in mind. But yeah, really solid win there. And just to go over that team again, it was Mega Morwile, Farigiraf fairly standard, but then Ceruledge, Hisuian Decidueye, Chloritza, and Toxapex, and that now Arhaven is 3-0 in this tournament.
That's what I wanted to point out.
They're not memeing their way through with sneaky, oh, I didn't know this Pokemon had this move. Their opponents see their teams and all their moves beforehand, so it's really nice to see that people are willing to experiment and not only try and do well, but also have a fun time, clearly, because you're not playing that team and not appreciating how fun it is.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Specifically the part where this silly team is one of the few undefeated teams right now. So it really goes to show, if you have put a little bit of thought into your team, you know how to maneuver it, there's actually a chance of you winning this thing. So if anyone has a loss under their belt, keep going. Your team doesn't make or break the thing, it's how you play it, if you know what I'm saying. I am jumping into another match. We only have a few left for this round. Oh, I see you were talking in that room, Raven. W Raven, guys, I need to take a second because I don't know how Raven is doing it, but he's doing a lot at once. And I don't know how he's acting so chill about it because I'm super overstimulated. So yes, thank you, Raven. W Raven's in the chat, please Could not do this without him. We have number 3 on the left. We have Ash's dad on the right. I am already like, what's going on number 3 side? I see my favorite little baby, Umbreon.
Hang on.
Yeah! That's mine, by the way, guys. That is my plushie. I will be picking it up later. But yeah, I see the Umbreon on the team. I have many questions. And then I look a little more down and I see a Mega Alakazam, and I have even more. What do you think about this, Raven?
Yeah, Mega Alakazam, it's something I keep wishing was really good because I
Yeah.
love the Mega. It's also super fast. This one, just so people know, I'm sure they're interested, has Psychic, Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Shadow Ball. So, and Inner Focus. So, wait, the Mega does it. I've been losing my mind now. I can't remember what the Mega's ability is. I think it's Inner Focus as well. Anyway, so it's very fast and does high damage. So kind of interesting. They've gone for that Mega, and then the Raichu is also Raichu Y. It's obviously just not Mega this game. So yeah, pretty cool team. The Umbreon having Curse Moonlight on theme, Calm Mind and Baton Pass as well. So no doubt to potentially buff that Alakazam, or whatever else it wants to swap into. So pretty cool options overall. I am also just checking something.
There's definitely some strange things going on in this match.
Well, our Caledon has Electro Shot apparently, but nothing makes rain. So maybe that's for the rain matchup specifically, right? Let them make the rain. Very interesting. But regardless, Belly Bolt, one of my personal favorites, is getting the job done. Clears off their own Incineroar and the Ninetales, and getting some of that health back. And it looks like Ash's dad is not only in a good position, but has some questions to answer, because I don't know if we ever worked out where he went. He went out for some drinks, I'll say, and never came back.
He had, how many spoons does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He just had 5 bowls of cereal. But what I'm confused about is this is just a regular rat. This is just a raw Raichu. And I don't think I've ever experienced that in my life, not even in my dreams.
It is Mega, it's just not Mega'd because Alakazam Mega'd.
Right.
And what's funny is, the Raichu on the other side, it's the classic combo everyone thought would be a thing, which is Raichu X and Belly Bolt in the team. So it is a Raichu X on Ash's dad's side.
And the thing about this raw Raichu is he just keeps punching everyone. He just keeps drain punching. I don't think that's enough to keep him alive. No, Power Whip does so much damage. No one really expects it. And with how squishy Raichu is, that's going to knock him out. Umbreon cursing people left and right here. I'm so interested to see what this Umbreon is able to do, but the soak is going to be huge here. The soak is really going to throw everything off.
This is such a wild tournament because this Raichu that got knocked out on number 3's side apparently is a Raichu Y, but it has Volt Tackle, Play Rough, Drain Punch, and Trailblaze, which are all physical attacks as far as I'm aware. So I don't know if this is just trying to bend opponents' minds as they read the attacks and then look at the Mega Stone and think what's going on, but still, one of those. Ash's dad in a fantastic spot. Serena and Belly Bolt are out. I imagine...
I don't know what you're talking about, Raven. It's Umbreon against the world, and I believe.
Okay, interesting, because Serena had high jump kick and didn't go for it against the Umbreon. So going to bring out the Raichu instead.
Don't forget that the Umbreon...
Soak.
Yeah, it turned into a water type, so the high jump kick would have been good.
Oh, sure.
But not as good.
Well, there was Power Whip then, which would have been pretty nice.
That would have been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I think they're just doing the parabolic into the Raichu that has Lightning Rod, so it'll get special attack buffed and so on.
They want to get off their combo, I respect it.
Cool.
Yeah, they know they're the featured match right now. They want to show off their tech. I understand. I would do the same thing.
You would actually message the opponent and say, you can't beat me yet, I've got more Umbreon buttons to press.
Umbreon is getting their chance to curse and do shenanigans. But this should Do the thing,
Yeah.
yes. And that will be Ash's dad. Very funny name. Good for you for having some wit. Ash's dad does pick up the win, and we love to see it. That title is strange, though. Anyway,
Yeah, moving on.
moving on.
Swiftly.
Yeah.
Very swiftly.
Very swiftly. Was that the last match?
I'm just gonna check now. Yes. I
Okay,
think.
so that means we're just waiting for this match to get
Yes.
reported. There we go. No match issues. Look at you guys go. Raven, you're the best. We are now going to press the buttons. Watch me press them. Here's the buttons. We're ending the round. Let's go. And we're pairing the next round. You guys know the deal. Round 3's done. So that means we're officially in the back half of Swiss now. This is where people start staring at the standings a little more aggressively. We've got undefeated players trying to stay there and maintain their undefeated nature. The one-loss players still very much in the mix, and probably somebody doing tiebreak math that they absolutely did not plan on doing today is trying to figure out whether or not they can still make it. I highly advise, if you're only 1 or 2 losses down, keep playing. You never know if the tiebreaker will go your way.
Do you want to check out Rishi's game?
Of
They're
course,
literally about to start. Yeah?
I do. Can you send me?
Yes. What's it? There you go. Sorry. Yeah, both players 3-0
Oh
right
boy.
now. So both on the road to making it to the top cut for the interesting top 8 match that's going to happen in the very, very near future. So I thought it'd be cool to just dive in. Obviously, Mr. Rishi, well-known player and streamer, of course.
Mm-hmm. And my friend.
Yeah, there you go. I had it covered. Full intro. So on one side, we get the team select as well. So on one side, we've got obviously we saw Rishi earlier with that life orb scissor, the Basculegion, Floette, Incineroar, Sinistra, and that Mega Dragonite. And then on the other side, we do have a pretty cool team, and with one of the Pokemon that I keep meaning to play but just haven't done it yet, which is Gardevoir. I've been deleted by multiple Mega Gardevoirs in the past and just never got around to trying it myself, but I do like this combination of the Serena to stop the priority moves, but also I love Hisuian Arcanine and I love Aegislash as well, and I think Aegislash especially feels a little bit underplayed right now.
Raven, pause. Are you drinking?
No, why?
Hydration break, please. Take it.
Oh, well, no, I'll skip this one. I need to pee. So I'll skip this hydration break is not going to help me in any way, shape, or form.
I see. Okay, we'll fix that. Anyway, we are
Okay, let's
jumping
get into it.
Get out of my brain. Funnily enough, Rishi is now against undefeated Crimson, who again, friend of ours, friend of the channel, loyal viewer. This is gonna be quite interesting because Crimson is also known in my community to be quite good at the game, and so this is gonna be a really, really great match to spectate here. Again, Rishi with his signature Scizor actually has quite a few very good matchups into Crimson. Crimson, very interestingly, undefeated with a Hisuian Zoroark on his side. So I'm interested to see if he brings that out here.
Yeah, what I would love to know, and I'm sure Crimson can maybe tell us later, most of the time when you see Hisuian Zoroark on a team, you assume one of the starters is Hisuian Zoroark, because everyone who puts it on a team wants to play it. What I would do in a tournament that's open team sheet is bring it and never play it, and just let your opponent have to just pretend that they've got to play into a ghost. that just isn't there. That would be very amusing. However, not too difficult for Rishi to do. If you have a Pokemon such as Floette with a spread move, then you can find that out pretty easily. And we are going to see it is going to be revealed to be the Hisuian Arcanine. And again, in case you viewers do not know, that once the Zoroark's revealed, Rishi also has now the knowledge that Arcanine is in the back, because Zoroark only copies the Pokemon you picked fourth, or the Pokemon in the back of the team. So that Arcanine is 100% there, and Rishi can plan for it now, even without seeing it.
Yeah, this is a really smart move from Rishi, because I would imagine starting Floette is not his usual lead. But knowing that they can get an easy reveal with this Dazzling Gleam to find out whether or not the Zoroark is in play is just such a smart move. And it does obviously work in their favor. And like you said, Raven, Rishi can now start positioning his Mons knowing that there is an Arcanine in the back. So I think that's part of why he chose to bring out this Scizor. He's getting in the right positioning to be able to take out the rest of this team. The only question is, are they going for the Mega? Are they trying to do something silly and maybe they bring the Serena? But I would definitely knows all of Crimson's team here, because you would assume that they've also brought Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah, and I think Mega Gardevoir is decent. Obviously, you're scared of Scizor, but the two Megas Rishi has, one's a Dragon, which Gardevoir does pretty well into, obviously, and the other one buffs your Fairy moves, because it's Floette with Fairy Aura, right? So I feel like Gardevoir's good, but the Arcanine is there to deal with the Scizor, which is really important. So that's like, I think the job here from Crimson. Oh, is your stream okay?
Is it?
Your stream's down.
Ooh,
Did something crash?
no.
Hold. It's the Twitch crash stream. Oh, we're back. I think we're back. We're back. Oh, no, we're not.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I think YouTube stream. Are you streaming on YouTube? Because that's apparently
Yeah.
fine.